I like the horror one though. I'm like, God, with the pictures we got from Witch Road, we should go hit some other places up, get some pictures. That could be the cover. Write some shit up on it.
Which road? Those pictures were great.
Especially when even Peter, who wasn't with us, he's like, what is that? And it looked like a ring girl. Out of all the things it could have looked like, it could have looked like an apparition. It could have looked like anything, but it looked like the ring girl standing in that picture. And you know what the weird thing is? When I go back and look at those pictures, I can't find that girl in the pictures anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, that is really weird. Because remember, we analyzed the shit out of that going, what is it? Is it branches? But that was the one thing we couldn't figure out.
And there's also that one picture where there's something standing like the center. It's like out of
Oh,
focus.
it's like hazy there, like out of
Yeah.
focus. Yeah. And that was the same area.
And then there was that burned charred log where the house supposedly burned down,
Yep.
and that tree was going through it, and it was like the carving of an eyeball. And no
That's
matter where we
right.
stood, no matter where we stood, and no matter where we took the picture, it was always staring right into the lens.
I got to find that again. That's when Peter swore to God, too, that when we left Maribel Caves, that something followed him home.
Well, you remember we got in the van, and the back door was closing, and then it swung back open and closed like something had broken the beam, and
Yeah.
we were all just sitting there.
That was good times. I liked Witch Road. It's kind of a
Which road
shame
was really cool.
well, I shouldn't say it was a shame the cabin or whatever. I don't think it was ever a cabin. It was like a lean-to of metal or whatever, but I was going to say it was a shame that was destroyed, but really it wasn't. We got fantastic pictures from there. It
I mean, the pieces are still in there.
Yeah, yeah, but even the pictures I thought were good. I got to find that stuff. It's on a hard drive somewhere. I got to get that uploaded to my cloud storage so I can always find it. God, that's got to be somewhere. I bet you it's in my email. Well, I lost a good chunk of my email. It was my fault. I was trying to clean it out because I pay for storage, and I was starting to hit that limit even. And I'm like, well, I don't want to pay more money. It, so I started deleting stuff. I'm like, oh, emails. How many years of emails do I have that I'm not looking at? So I searched a specific term and found a bunch of emails. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a good term. I don't need any of these. So I deleted them. I'm like, I'm gonna go a little further. Well, I went too far. I lost all my emails for like 2 years.
No.
And it kind of sucked too because I had a receipt in there from Home Depot for one of my lithium batteries. Luckily, when I called Ryobi about it, they're like, oh yeah, we don't need your receipt for that one. Because it must have been old enough where they know that came out during a bad batch of batteries or something. I don't know. I just had to read the serial number off to them. So they sent me a new battery. So that was all covered, but I was panicking a little bit. Luckily I haven't had to go back. Hopefully none of those pictures are in there. Of course they shouldn't be. I mean, that would have been, we drove up together because we went to Witch Road. So I would have been living in Milwaukee. So that had to have been at least, I bet you that I've been up here like 12 years. In fact, it will be 12. Wait, it's October still, right?
Yep.
I'm less than that was November 8th of 2010 I moved up here. So I'll be here 12 years this year within a month. And we are probably already, it was probably a couple years before I even moved up here. That could be like 15 years ago that we did Witch Road. I'd be curious to see what it looks like now.
Well, unless they've done something to it, I wouldn't think it looks much different. Maybe the rest of that shack part had fallen over, but
Well, I remember the no caching. And I remember at the time I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, why does that say no caching? I just didn't get it. And then later finding out about geocaching, I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense now.
wasn't that when we heard footsteps out there too, but we couldn't see anybody?
Yeah, but that's actually part of the thing because there's a creek not far away, so the water makes noise. I
Like
would,
footsteps? No.
it's supposedly, I have such better equipment than I did back then. Like, I don't even remember what kind of camera I took that with. It wasn't a bad camera. The pictures turned out good. But I mean, now our phones have better cameras in them. I have wireless lapel mics now too, where, we both can wear one and the other one's attached to a camera then, so it's recording the audio. It'd be interesting to go do that stuff again and check it out. That and the Bloody Bride Bridge, because every state has one, but apparently Wisconsin's is like the original one. And it's somewhere on the west side.
Yeah, but don't you have to drive across it and look in the back? You can't park on it, right?
Yeah, I think you have to drive yeah, yeah,
According to the legend, anyway, that is.
something like that, yeah. It, well, you could do both. Try it out. It, but I think that's somewhere on the west side. but that wouldn't be an issue. My mom would let us stay over there. In fact, she said it before. I brought it up because I was telling her about how you used to always call Menominee the Garden of Eden because I would talk about it all the time. And then I was telling my mom, like, yeah, I bet you Scott thinks it is the Garden even now. Because I was telling her, it was when I got the Dick Tracy Hall.
Oh
And
yeah.
and she's like, oh, well, have him come. Because I made a comment about getting you up there to go look at it. And she's like, oh, yeah, you guys can stay here. I'm like, all right, cool. Don't have to pay for a hotel then.
How far away is Bray Road from there?
Bear Road, isn't that down by Milwaukee more? Or like by
Bray
Janesville?
Road? No, I thought that was up north.
Are you talking about the Wolf?
Yeah, Beast of Bray Road.
Beast of Bray Road. I don't know.
I thought that was up. I thought that was somewhere up by Menominee, Eau Claire.
There's a ton, like that one book I got, a ton of it is in that area, which would be cool because that we would have to knock a lot of that stuff out then.
Well, I have that Haunted Wisconsin book. I've had gone through two of them because the first one just fell apart.
Oh,
I read
mine,
it so many times.
mine's that way. Well, I showed you the pictures when I was in Door County of those books I got. Well, I got one of them. There was two books. I'm so pissed. I should have got the other one. The one I got is like of all
I
the
have
Midwest, and I just want Wisconsin.
I bought a Wisconsin one that doesn't have any information and it just kind of goes over some of the like a quick brush of the history, which I'm more interested in like deep dive history on it. It's like, oh yeah, some guy died here by. Like, well,
Yeah, I want
tell
more
me why and
info.
how and what do you see? Like, what's the apparition?
That I looked up Brer Wolf, and there's a cartoon wolf. That Beast of Bray Road. That's what it is. The
Yeah,
the book, the black one, the Haunted Wisconsin one.
yeah, yeah.
That one's good.
Oh,
That
that was
one's
all. That's
good.
the best one I've had.
Yeah, they got citations in it, all sorts of stuff.
History. Talk to locals on some of them, and some of them they say don't bother because you'll get arrested.
I do like that too. I mean, it might still be worth asking, the person who owns it going, hey, would you mind?
I'm sure they get asked that all the time from these people.
I'm sure they do too. Yeah, they probably going to tell you to piss off. But wow, I cannot find. The funny thing is, there's a really, really bad movie made after it too.
There was, I know.
Um,
And I don't even think they filmed it up there.
no, probably not. I just watched a YouTube. I think it's the WF guy. I don't know if you ever seen him. I just came across him the other day. He has a ton of videos. His channel's just WF. It's like a red circle with white WF in it. And it's pretty professionally done. He has this fish called cuttlefish or something. It talks. It's
Hmm.
obviously not a real fish, but
No.
he's kind of comical, but I think he's at least was a professional documenter. He's probably about my age, but oh crap, is it really up by me?
I thought it was up there somewhere.
No, where's Walworth County? Isn't that down by Janesville?
Walworth?
Yeah.
Is that where it is?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to look up the maps here. For
Walworth's going to
Bray,
be down here west somewhere.
it's in
They're
Elk.
always they're always
I
roped into our tornado warnings and shit.
I only know this because I literally was looking it up like a few days ago, and I meant to tell you about the video I watched too because they talk about, or was it the Discovery Channel thing I was telling you about? No, it might have been because they didn't talk about Wisconsin. They just mentioned that Wisconsin has a folklore like because in Michigan this is a pretty big deal too. But yeah, it's Elkhorn, Wisconsin, so
Are we
it's
talking about Bloody Bride Bridge or Bray Road?
Bray Road, the Wolf
Okay.
one. Yeah, so it's southwest of you, but see, this is why I got to get my van life van, my hobo van.
Well, if I ever hit the lottery, I'm buying one and I'm going to hit all them fucking places.
Well, if I hit a lottery, I'm buying a nice one, not one I have to put together.
Well, no. I'll buy a really comfortable one. And
Where's Burlington compared to you? That was directly south of where I lived, right? Oh no, that was
Burlington,
southwest of where I lived.
yeah, Burlington's a bit west.
Because it's directly west of Burlington. Like you would take probably, it looks like you would take State Road 11. I feel like I've been
All
on
right.
that road before. Sounds familiar. But yeah, that's down there. Bloody Bridge Bride Road. What is it?
Bloody
Bloody
Bride Bridge.
Bloody Bride Bridge. Bloody I'd like to go see the Summer Wind house too, even though I know it burnt down.
Well, there's still the chimney and the foundation.
Yeah, it just kind of be neat to say, hey, this is where it was. Wisconsin. Oh, that's over by Stevens Point. Oh man, maybe. I mean, Angie already knows I want to do something like this. I told her that one of these days I wanted to kidnap you for like a few days or something. It looks like it's in Stevens Point, so we could actually start at my house. Like if you came up here, we could actually drive over to my parents' house and maybe plan out different ones because Stevens Point's in between here and my parents' house. Well, Wausau is. It's just south of Wausau. And then we could eat at
Bloody
the Torpedo.
Bloody Bride Bridge is such like a. I don't even know if you'd know if you were driving across that thing or not.
I think it's labeled.
Is it Bloody Bride Bridge?
Yeah. Unexplained Research has it. And actually, since I am talking about them, I will say their whole website. It is unexplainedresearch.com. I'm going to send it to you. You don't have to write it down. That's just for anyone listening. There we go. I sent it to you. It, yeah. Well, there's a bunch of stuff. Like the west side of the state has a ton of crap.
Well,
So,
Door County is one of the most haunted ones we got.
well, that's one we could do all. God, I wonder. See, that's where it'd be nice to have a van. Because it,
Plus, we get some cherries.
yeah. The problem is this time of year, I got to get you up here during the summer when that crap's open. Because right now, like Door County, it's this time of year.
Well, it's
Well,
basically shut down.
there's some fall festivals. In fact, I think one of the biggest festivals of Wisconsin is in Door County for fall festival, that is. Other than that, yeah, it's a ghost town up there. I mean, there's some fun places to go up there, but it's a ghost town
I'm only
otherwise.
interested in hunting, and not a fun ghost town.
I've been on two trolley tours up there where they're haunting. One's pretty good. You get to go through some they actually take you, go inside the houses and they explain what happened and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. That one I think you'd like. Then there's another one where it's not good. It's just not good. But one we stopped, like we stopped at, there's a really good lighthouse horror story up there where the guy and his family, because the whole families, I guess, would stay in the lighthouse as the caretakers of the lighthouse or whatever back in the day. And maybe it's still that way, I don't know. But back when lighthouses were a big deal. And they, I don't know what the deal was. No one would ever last in that place or something, or but like doors would be unlocked, the usual creepy ass stuff. But I remember he's telling the story and I'm just geeking out. I mean, he did a good job. He did a really good job. And it's really cool too, because you're in the Peninsula State Park and it's one of the few blackout areas in the United States, if not the world, where that can be, walked through. Obviously there's mountains in China that are blacked out because there's no
Yeah,
friggin' source of light. But it's crazy. You look up and it is just stars. Like it is cool. It is very movie-esque. It is awesome. Yeah, Door County wouldn't be a bad one. That would be easy to do too because I'm 2 hours away from Door County. So, I mean, if you came up here, we would just have to plan it out. But we'd have to get you up here at better seasonal time.
yeah.
Otherwise, other ones, well, it's always dangerous in winter if you're going to cross the state because you don't know whenever it's going to snow. But some of those aren't so seasonal. Like Bloody Bride Bridge wouldn't be seasonal. I think you can do that anytime. There's that Boy Scout Lane one too. I was looking that one up
Well,
not too long ago.
that one is pretty. That is a weird story, but I don't know. Like that's just a patch of road. I don't know if you know
No, it's
where
all located.
exactly,
You,
like latitude, longitude kind of thing. Like it would point to where exactly it was.
yeah, well, so that one is a whole stripper road. And
Yeah,
their theory on it is how it crests the floating lights you see and stuff as actually a city in the distance. But I find it hard to believe you wouldn't recognize that. So I do want to do that
yeah.
one. There's a bunch of them. Wisconsin has a ton. So does well, Illinois does too. But I did, what was it? Angie and I and the kids did the Third Ward walk where
Okay.
They talk about like when the trains used to come through and kids would play on it and
Yeah.
they'd get killed and there's a big fire and stuff like that. Um, that was a pretty good ghost. It was good because I like that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Really, they weren't that good. When I was in New Orleans this summer, I was actually horribly disappointed with some of the ghost story stuff down there because that should be just loaded with good stuff.
Should be, yeah.
And
Isn't like one of the most haunted cemeteries in the world there?
yeah, and they talk about. I got more information from the Uber driver from the airport down to the hotel than I did from our tour guide. It
Well, that's pretty bad.
it There was one guy. He does horse. The guy's name's Will, and his wife does real estate, I believe. She used to do ghost tours or do just tours, and but he's one of the horse drivers. I'm not
Let me
saying
just
this
let
to
me
be
just let me just pause. Every time you say tours, it sounds like whores.
tours with a T, and
Ghost whores.
I'm only I'm
Ghost whores. Let's do it.
yeah, that's a new movie coming out. And I'm only being this descriptive because he was friggin' awesome. I liked him a lot. His but yeah, his name's Will. So anybody who might be listening that goes to New Orleans, they should find him and do the horror trails. No, the ghost. Damn, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But he was good. But otherwise, I mean, he just knew facts. Like we did an actual haunted tour, and it I don't know. I was really drunk though. So was Angie. Like I'm holding her up at one of our other friends who kind of germaphobish. She's laying on the ground. Trust me, you don't lay on the ground down there.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure the cure to COVID's there. Um, but yeah. I mean, some of the stuff was interesting, but it more from a grotesque aspect, like the spikes they have on the poles, because New Orleans have all those balconies. The spikes were to keep guys who would climb up to the girl's room. It would grab their groin and rip it and stuff when they were trying to escape.
Oh shit.
And then the story of the English and the French, because there was such a rivalry there, they would duel, but they wouldn't duel to the death. Most people would survive like a stabbing. But what they
Mhm.
would do is all the sewage and crap on the ground, they'd drag their blade through it before they do the duel so that you die of infection and stuff. So there's some pretty nasty story stuff. But other than that, I was actually kind of disappointed. It was, I think Wisconsin has a lot better horror story stuff. Um,
Well, most Midwest places do, especially ones that get slammed in winter because horrific things happen because of malignant boredom.
that's true. I mean, I think it's somewhere in Wisconsin, isn't it, that has the whole story where the whole family got murdered at a farm, and it turns out that the guy was living there, and when they investigated, he was just hiding in the barn or something, or
Yeah, something like
like
that.
there's some weird ass story to it. In fact, I think the comic book revival kind of touched on it a little bit.
Yeah.
It Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in Wisconsin. It it's funny, nobody knew Wisconsin at all. I mean, things would be here. Grumpy Old Men was filmed in Minnesota, but a little bit in Wisconsin. Chain Reaction with Keanu Reeves was in Wisconsin, partially. Tons of stuff was here.
Giant spider invasion. Yeah.
Yeah. Black Cadillac with Randy
Hey,
Quaid.
American movie.
Yeah, did you hear the guy died?
Yeah, a guy died. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. I have it on DVD too. I really actually like that movie. I found it interesting how he was going to UWM to edit the movie because it was free, but he was doing all that. I mean, he was kind of he was an eclectic individual, I'll say. But yeah, that was kind of a bummer. And then they both hosted God, it was before I met you because I don't think I worked at Sears yet. I think I lived in Wauwatosa actually, and they hosted. It might have been MTV, but they picked those two guys to host a Halloween night. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I watched it. It was really not cool. It was kind of dumb, but because it was two guys from my hometown, I had to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of sucks seeing that today. It's funny. I'm not a big. Well, you know how I feel about actors. I think they're all part of the $1 Million Addict Club. with some exceptions. But I think because they were independents and they did made it, well, made it, kind of made it. I think it, I think it was more of a bummer. Like if something happened to Kevin Smith, I don't wish that upon him at all by any means. I think he was a great director. I think he lost his way a bit. But if something would have happened to him more like just after Clerks or something, I would have probably been like, oh man, that really sucks. I still think it sucks. That sounds so bad. It would still suck. I don't have anything against him. I just don't think he's as good as he used to be. He's not as passionate as he used to be. That's what it is.
I think he's passionate about some things,
Yeah, but not much lately.
like crying over movie trailers that are like, what? Why?
Oh yeah, but he sucks there. I hate that crap. I think that crap's fake.
Of course it is. If you're ever aware a camera's filming you, I can't trust your reaction.
No, God no. It even mine right now, except for when I get excited and you see my hands going, because then I forget that we're recording and I'm just talking to you.
Yeah,
It but it
but all
what
these reaction videos to the trailer, no, I can't take this on face value because I know that you're recording this.
what speaking of which, I gotta grab a pen here because I really gotta start writing down like what we're talking about for when I make the thumbnails. But what's going on with Clerks 3? Did it get released already and I just missed it?
Yeah, it was out in theaters for like a weekend.
Is that it? Because all of a sudden there's people talking about like no one's saying if it's good or bad. That's the other weird thing. I'm just hearing that it was out.
It was out for like, I think I actually got 2 weekends of it, but it was only showing like once at 9:30 at night. Who the fuck's gonna go to that? So it didn't do anything. I think it's coming out on Blu-ray in like December.
I'll just wait for Blu-ray then.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Well that kind of sucks because I would have watched it in the theater. I
I
mean,
would have too if it would have been playing in a human hour.
yeah.
Look, I don't. I know it's a stoner kind of movie, but we don't need to just cater to the stoner crowd. I would like to have seen it at 3 in the afternoon if you could have. Thanks.
It's that is my concern. The trailer looked good though. The trailer did look good. It looks like he's
The
kind of
few things
poking
I've
fun.
the few things I've heard of it said it was good. So, but again, there wasn't even any review. There was a couple reviews on sites that I went to, but nobody was talking about it.
That's what I'm concerned about. I gotta grab a notepad. I'm already starting to forget things because you know I'm old. Ah, damn it! I got more school books down here. I'm not used to being wired in. I'm used to doing the. See if I can reach
Getting
this.
dizzy from your fucking camera zooming around here.
Yeah, it follows me, so I can be anywhere.
So you can catch that whole bag of sexy.
That's right. It looks like a bag.
It's a
Looks
gunny sack.
it looks like a leaf blade stuffed with leaves on top of a pair of walking legs. Yeah, Clerks 3. I got no AI for that. Son of a bitch. All right, let's try it again. Clerks
See,
3.
a quill and an inkwell never lets you down. Old school.
You know, so they got those pens now that they're like, they got curves in it. So when you dip it in there, it like rests in there. You can draw with it. A lot of artists use them. I
See?
kind of want one. But you know what my luck is? The other day, well, it's been about a month now, I had a spider crawling over my arm down here. And when I saw it, I freaked the F out, and I just pretty much wiped out my monitors and stuff trying to kill it. It got away.
It's a fucking spider. Relax.
I'm a giant pussy.
Boy, that is a perfect soundbite. Wow. Just clear as a bell. Said with conviction and passion. Man, if someone wants to make a god, that should be my ringtone. I'm going to grab that one.
That stuff scares the crap out of me. Haunted Wisconsin. Yep. So I have that haunted house. That's going to go on. And I'm going to AI generate Clerks 3. I'm not drawing that. And we're going to see what happens. It, I spend so much time doing those thumbnails. And here there's artificial intelligence out there that makes the creepiest shit in the world. I think that's the route I got to go. All right. Oh, we're 2.5 minutes away from a half an hour.
We can fart around for 2.5 minutes and make it an even.
If I farted right now, that'd be bad.
There's the class.
There you go. You know what? You got to say that stuff towards the end. You really find out who's listening.
That's true. Someone said, I'm a giant pussy.
I think one of my favorite thumbnails is the one that says, I'd kick a kid. And it's one of our earlier ones. And we're actually
I'm not,
talking,
I'm not, I'm not above it.
well, we're talking about, it's around this time because we're talking about Halloween because that was back when they were talking about put the candy out in the yard on sticks or something because of COVID.
Yeah.
And
They
I'm
were
like,
no, it was throw it at the kids as they ran by.
yeah, it was something like that. And I'm like, I think I said something about I'd kick a kid because if they were grabbing, I think we got talking about kids grabbing too much candy out or something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd kick a kid. I don't remember why. I just remember it was Halloween.
Oh God, remember those days? Jesus Christ, I'm glad we. Oh my God.
Well, on that note,
Throw the candy at the kids as they run past and scream at them in obscenities. Don't come near me, you little fucker! And throw Snickers on the goddamn lawn. What a bunch of crap. Who the fuck was peddling that shit back then?
until you get sued because some kid picked up your dog shit and ate it by accident.
It's not. It's not a Baby Ruth.
Oh, so that happened to. I don't want to give it. I gotta be careful what I say. Well, some of my wife knows that their kid picked up dog shit. Like they did that where they staked it in the ground. They got home, dumped the bag, and there was shit in one of the bags. They picked up some dog shit.
Well,
So they luckily there was two kids, and they made it sucked for the one kid, but they made the one kid share theirs with the sibling. But I'm like, that's an exact reason. Like, how do you not imagine that's going to happen? That was my first thought when I heard about this crap.
I would have been damned. I'm like, I'm not going to throw candy at a child and make him seem like he's a fucking pariah or a leper. Come get the candy. It's fine.
Well,
Remember the idiots that were wiping off their cereal boxes from the grocery store?
oh my God, yes.
Clowns. I mean, my God. And you ever look back on that? Any out there who still wear your masks do that still? You lunatics.
Well, that and I want to see the costumes. It's one of my favorite. I like cosplay more than you do, but one of my favorite things is I like seeing the costumes. I like seeing the creativity. Um,
I do too at Halloween.
and plus, I remember how excited I was. So I like to see the kids that excited. I want to give that back. To be honest, with you, I get I get people are like, oh, Halloween, pagan festival. I don't think it really is. I think Christmas actually might be more of one, but
I think it is.
it's the well, you can't spell Satan without Santa. It the but I mean Halloween. I mean, it's like you get as much as you give. Like Christmas. Remember, you always open that last gift as a kid, and you're like, you realize it's
This has got to be the
over.
good one. Well,
Yeah.
otherwise, or they save the best. My parents always save the best one for last.
See, mine were all well. Actually, I got good. I did get good Christmas gifts, but I remember you always open the last one, and you knew as you were digging under the tree that you were getting close, and because you weren't finding one with your name as much.
And yet you don't see the Super Nintendo shaped box.
Yeah.
Little did I know. I was getting pissed because I didn't see a Super Nintendo shaped box under there. Oh, they had put it in another box to throw me off the
Nice.
trail. So that was the last one. I'm like, no Super Nintendo. I'm trying to be strong. I know it was just last year, but still, I'm trying to be strong.
I'm hoping to get that extra controller this year.
Oh no, it was the two controller with the Mario World.
Yeah, back when you got two controllers.
Yep, and a game.
Yep, good times. Yeah, that's why I think I like Halloween so much because you get as much as you put in. Like, you don't run out of candy. Well, you can run out of time because they do end Halloween,
Yeah,
but you can plan that out. You know that's coming. But if say like Halloween around us will end at 7. If it's 6 o'clock and you're done and you're like, I don't need any more candy, cool. You get as much as you put in. But if you're like, oh no, I can double up on this, you can keep going. And I like that. It's not like Christmas or a birthday or something where it runs out. You can't beg for more. You can beg for more, but it's not gonna materialize.
there are many reasons why Halloween is the best holiday, and I won't hear an argument for any other holiday.
I
Halloween,
go Halloween and then I go Easter.
I know, but there's no way Easter would ever top Halloween.
No, God, no.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not hearing an argument for any other holiday as number one. Your number two can vary. Easter, sure.
I think it
There's,
depends on your age.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Easter barely exists if you're above 10. But they do have good candy out at Easter, so
Well, you get candy and you know summer's coming.
that's true. That's why that is a good one. That's a good reason.
Yep.
But Halloween, think of it. There's no dinner. There's no family obligations. It's just fun. You can be single and enjoy it. You can be coupled up and enjoy it. The murderer's row that comes after fucking Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, fuck all of them.
I'm okay with Thanksgiving, but it's because I get to eat a shit ton and
That's,
it
that's, that's my whole life. I don't really give a shit at Thanksgiving. I don't like turkey that much.
Oh, you don't like turkey? You know what's
I think
funny
it's
is I
dry.
actually don't drink it. I don't eat turkey so much.
I
I
like my turkey, bitch.
I'm a big mashed potatoes and gravy fan, and because I don't eat carbs generally, it's one of those days I cheat on. The other reason I like it too is I like going to the stores in Menominee and stuff because I don't get like the stores around here. I see them all the time. Like
Sure.
if you come up, I'll go. If Eckert comes
Yeah,
up, I'll
but you
go.
you things that are attached to holiday, you
Yeah,
enjoy.
it's an age thing. Like when I
Yeah.
was a kid, it would have been different. I didn't. When I was a kid, I didn't care for Thanksgiving at all. Now for me, that's my second holiday. I would say Christmas is after Easter. I would go Halloween, Thanksgiving, Easter, 4th of July, Christmas.
I lump the summer ones together because they're all pretty much the same thing. You just grill out and have fun.
That's true. That's why I
Memorial
like
Day,
it. I
4th of
like that's
July.
why I was struggling because I'm like, God, I grill at all these. It's really the grilling part. I'm starting to realize food is what kind of drives me.
Yeah, but
Um,
see, like a barbecue during summer is fun.
yeah.
But sitting down at the table and it was like, so why are you still a fucking loser? Yeah, let's keep this going. And then you wonder why I'm pouring more Jack Daniels into this tumbler.
Yeah, but it's my wife asking me that question, so that hurts a little
Yeah, but
more. It yeah, Thanksgiving for me, I think it's well, I get to go see my well, you know my cousin Travis. So I get to go see my
yeah,
cousin Travis. I don't get to
yeah.
see him often. It's so but once again, that's an age thing. It depends on what you do. It's not so much the holiday as it is what the holiday gives me. It well, I guess that's a good reason to call it a holiday. But I also get time off of work and it's actually small town business during that time. So I go to the local comic book store. I always find a comic. Last year was a goddamn imposter Batman series. I did not like it. I know the artist is a good artist. Horrible storyline.
Yeah.
But and then they have an antique store there. I got Wise never got a senior yearbook. I didn't know that. And when I found that out after I took a picture, because I took a picture of, so I found our senior yearbook in an antique store. So I took a picture of Wise and me in it and sent it to Wise. I go, does this mean we're officially old when I find ourselves in an antique store? And he goes, oh, I never got that one. And I go, oh yeah, it's here. Well, once I found that out, I bought it for him. And then
Yeah.
I mailed it to him. But I didn't tell him, and he went to go look for the damn thing. But I do like, but I like stuff like that. I like antique stores. I always buy something at that antique store. I got my Gay Pride Miller Lite hat there. Was not aware that's what it was when I bought it, but I
You,
still wear that thing proudly.
you just like rainbows.
It's a very good trucker hat from the 70s, but it yeah, I don't know. Christmas kind of sucks because for me
I did.
it's just so freaking expensive. I don't know what it is. I have a lot of bills that lead up to Christmas. Like all of a sudden all our cars are freaking dying. I got to fix them all. And it's the end of the year too, so my tuition's been paid. We help the kids out with tuition if we can. Electricity's gone up, gas has gone up because of it getting colder, and now you got to buy a bunch of freaking gifts.
Yeah, my family really doesn't do that much anymore.
Angie and I don't buy for each other. Well, we say that, and then we still do, but we're not supposed to. It
Yeah, because you don't want to be the one that doesn't that one year when you get one. Like,
exactly.
son of a bitch, now I'm on the hook.
I was watching an episode of that '70s show the other day, and Red has a duffel bag in the basement, and it's filled with different gifts, so he can't ever forget. I'm like, damn it, that's a good idea. But I don't know what to buy Angie. She's so freaking hard to buy for. She doesn't like anything. It I'll have to make her a macrame. Isn't that with the noodles, right? Macrame? Yeah, macrame picture frame.
I made it myself. I did.
Yeah. I didn't use glue. Guess what I used?
Oh, I
Yeah.
made it myself, and I do mean made it myself.
Yeah. That's not a noodle. It took me a while to build that up. It
I think Christmas would be dead last for me. I just don't get it.
it
And part of it is the fact that stores shove it up my ass in July that I don't appreciate.
it's already out now. Well, yeah, it's past
It's been
July,
out for
but
months. It's been out for months.
it
It it, it, it swallowed Thanksgiving whole and spit out the bones, and now it's coming for Halloween, and I will not stand for that.
you just got the Turtles game last year though.
2 years ago.
You've had that 2 years already? What'd you get
Yeah,
last
that
year?
was,
You always get something you like though.
well, because Steph goes out of the way to get it.
See, that's a good thing.
What did I get last year?
I don't actually think you like Halloween. I think you like the day after Halloween.
No, I like Halloween. The lead up. The last 2 years have been garbage. The day after Halloween, there's nothing left.
Yeah, people been same with up here. People have been buying it out
Yeah,
before. I
it's
think they're
just nothing. There's
clearancing
nothing
it the
left.
day of is what's happening.
No, because I've been in the store like scouting, like 2 days before Halloween, and it's all Christmas already because Halloween's gone.
Crap, I better get looking then because I don't think I have enough candy. So my goal every year is to get more kids, and I got freaking sidewalks last year, which pissed me off. But because of it, I got more kids and adults. I don't give out alcohol. I thought about doing it. I have friends that do it. I'm just like, I don't want to take that risk, especially with my luck. I mean, I get arrested for farting in church, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I do that at camping anyways. We give out, God, I gave out so much booze camping Halloween this year, but it, so really it's just the kids getting the candy and the adults. I don't know what it is. When I see the adults smiling that their kids are happy, I'm happy. I don't know. That's my happy holiday, the satanic one. And not to be confused with Christmas. And so this year, so I got 27 kids last year. This year, though, I got to break that. So I got tiki torches I'm putting out there. They're actually Bluetooth speakers, but they look like flames, and they come
Hmm.
with tiki poles. I'm going to play Halloween music out on that motherfucker. I'm hoping that Demigorgon's done in time. I'm going to put that out by the sidewalk because that thing's like over 10 feet tall. And then we have almost the demi bats done almost. We're gonna put those on fish strings. I'm gonna tie a string from the tree to the house, and then we just made four of them. But they're pretty big. They're probably 4 feet long because the body's about 2 feet, maybe a foot and a half, and then the rest is just it's got four tails, and I still got to put wings on them. We're gonna hang those off fish strings so it looks like they're kind of floating around. You know, as the tree moves, it'll move the string.
Hmm.
And then there's a thing called you never watched Stranger Things, have you?
No.
It's I know you're against Netflix. I won't harass you too much, but it is a good show. It except for season 3, it sucked. But and then they got this thing called Castle Byers. It's just Will Byers is one of the kids. It's one of his forts. But I wanna makeshift that and then put my fog machine in there with strobe lights so it looks like this little like tree port thing's pouring out smoke.
Why were they still kids when they're all 25 years old?
Well, I don't think they're kids any. Well, no, I guess they are still kids. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So in the last season 4, which actually good season, not ripping on the season. The writing I thought was decent and everything. A couple of the kids, it's hard to look at them because you're just like, you can't sell this. You are not a good enough actor to sell that your
Are
30-year
still
old ass is
14?
supposed to be 16. Yeah, it's not the fault of the kid. I mean, it's funny. The other day I said to Angie, I don't ever watch Young Sheldon, but Angie does, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's Young Sheldon is the
I know what it is, yeah, but
okay, yeah, pretty cool. The Big
I
Bang.
would never watch it.
It's pretty good. I like the Big Bang thing. I know that's a hit or miss thing. I liked it, but Young Sheldon I actually was surprisingly thought might have been better than the Big Bang Theory even, and the kid they got does a good job, but I don't like it enough where I'm every time it's out I watch it, but Angie watches it. And one day I went in the room the other day and it was on and I heard him speaking and it was so off-putting. The kid went through puberty obviously
Of
since last
course, yeah.
season. His voice is deeper than the guy who plays Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, of course.
And it completely separated me out of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I did he cut a nut off? when he got older. I mean, and you can't plan, but the thing is, you can't plan for that. You know it's going to happen. You just don't know how it's going to happen. That's one of the things. That's why I don't like the MCU. And I even thought about it back in the day. Like Chris Hemsworth, God bless you. You know, you work out, you take care of yourself. You're not aging that fast. Hugh Jackman, dude, go look at X-Men 1 and look at him now. Once again, God bless him. It's been a couple decades. And he looks great. I wish I looked that great.
Well, X-Men 1, he didn't have any muscles.
Yeah, he really jacked it up for X. Actually, it was Origins he jacked it up for, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because X2, he wasn't small, but he wasn't big. He was
It
bigger
wasn't
than he
like
was in
shredded.
X1. Oh,
It wasn't
God.
shredded like he became.
Origins, he was roided. There's no friggin' way he wasn't. He took some years off his life on that show or movie. But
Yeah,
I,
no, he's gonna.
but I give him credit. He's aged well.
Of course, yeah.
But I mean, when you have kids, that's such a dangerous one, especially like with Stranger Things. And in fact, I kind of made comment like you did to Kendall because she loves Stranger Things. I'm like, how long are they going to bleed this out for? These kids are getting so damn old.
They need to like the last season needs to be like time skipped to where they are now, like how this affected them.
Go to college, time jump it
Yeah, yeah,
somehow.
that kind
Yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like
at least you can like buy that. Okay, they're 25 and they're playing 25.
yeah. Now, for the most part, only a couple of the kids got older looking. Well, you got the kid who plays Jonathan and his girlfriend or whatever. I think they're actually boyfriend, girlfriend in real life. They were teenagers graduating in the first season. So for them, they're already older to begin with
Yeah,
in real
yeah,
life. So their progression was great. But you got this kid who's like 8 years old in season one,
yeah.
and now he's 50 in season three.
Well,
And
that also because it takes forever for them to write and make that show.
it doesn't help. He comes out smoking a cigar and he's balding already. I mean, it.
Hey, anybody seen my AARP card? I mean, let's get back to class.
Yeah, it's like I'm not a narc. It.
What was that Steve Buscemi
Yes,
skit?
I was just
Hey,
thinking of
hey,
that.
today's teens.
The what was it? Damn it, I was thinking of Buscemi too, and it threw me off. Oh, speak like the guy who plays Danielson in the Karate Kid. So Kendall's got me and Angie watching Cobra Kai, which I was a
I
big
hear it's pretty
Karate
good.
Kid fan. It's actually really good. I heard it was good, but it's one of those things where when too many people say it's good in today's world, I don't. Actually, I shouldn't think that way anymore. When a lot of people think something's good, I should actually maybe assume it is good because it's so easy
I don't know.
for people to bitch.
Yeah, but it's just as easy for them to just blindly love something. Like the MCU is a great example. If you don't, let's say you go online, you're like, yeah, I didn't really dig that last one. Why do you bother living? It's like, okay, just relax. Jesus Christ, relax, you sycophant.
I couldn't get through She-Hulk, and I tried. I had
Nah,
big
a lot
hopes
of
for
people
it.
didn't.
I couldn't get through that, and like Ms. Marvel, I kind of after the first episode, I knew I was going to make it through, but I made it through two or three. I tried.
Yeah,
I thought, well, maybe if once it gets past this woke bullshit out, I can, because I can put some bad things to the side if the
sure.
overall is good. Because let's face, it's like an album. Out of 10 songs, I only usually like three, but I really like those three songs. And then, I mean, of course, then you get Metallica and Godsmack, and they break the rule a bit. But the damn it, I got thrown off because I was thinking of a new song I heard from Godsmack the other day. But
Oh yeah, their new album's coming out.
yeah, I heard one of the songs. It's pretty good. It's but the it was just Miss Marvel was horrible. And then I started watching She-Hulk, and one of the scenes that people were bitching about, I'm like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. People were looking for an issue to bitch about. And then I watched an interview with that older guy with the glasses I sent you. He had a really
Yeah,
good about something else though. And
yeah. I've watched some of his stuff now.
yeah, some for him he's take or leave or take kind of for me, but he's good enough where I subscribed. Kind of like we are. Please subscribe. But the anyone who made it this far is sleeping anyways. The damn it. But I get where people found a reason to bitch for this one scene, but I was like, you know what? It's really not that bad. It's not that good. It's not that bad. If that's what they're latching onto, maybe this is going to actually be pretty good. And no, I think I made it 3 episodes in, and I didn't even give a shit about the Cardi B twerking thing. Was it dumb? Yes. Should they put it in? Be honest with you, I didn't give a shit. It was at the end of the episode. I don't care. It was like an after credits thing even, and it was a throwaway joke for somebody. It just wasn't for me. I can get past that. Fuck, the next episode was just so bad, and from what I'm hearing, it just gets worse. So I didn't watch that, but then I watched Secret Invasion trailer today. My God, at first I didn't know it was a Marvel thing until Samuel Jackson walked in. But let's face it, he's in everything. So you don't know it's Marvel. But then I saw it was Marvel. Secret Invasion looks good. I,
Listen to you.
did
Listen
you
to you.
did you see the trailer?
We
I'm
got
not
another
I'm
one.
not saying it's gonna be good, but keep in mind,
You
I
know,
I will give.
the last four things are terrible. Hey, 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 here comes three more.
No,
They're gonna be awesome.
it's just a different. It has a different feel. Oh, I openly admit it. I will watch the first episode because I feel why not. I'll give it a shot. If I don't like it, I'll stop watching it. It doesn't hurt to
I
try.
it just seems like, and I've only seen since Endgame. I think I've seen three Marvel things, two Spider-Mans and a Thor,
Spider-Mans were good.
and the two Spider-Mans, or the one Spider-Man was dumb, the other one was pretty good, and Thor was awful. So I'm like, I'm not really missing anything. And then I read like the synopsis and I listen to you talk. I'm like, none of this means dick. They're
I
just
was
throwing this shit at the wall and saying, well, maybe we can get something out of this later on. They're just tossing it at the wall. And now they're like, oh, this guy Kang, he's been pulling the strings since Iron Man. No, no, he hasn't. Sorry.
that.
You can't retcon that. That's stupid.
Yeah, that actually is dumb. Like who?
Turns out he's actually more powerful than Thanos and he's been pulling the strings since Iron Man. No, he hasn't.
He's the one that snapped his fingers and changed Rhodey.
No, no, no. You can tell in Iron Man there's a scene where Kang actually is... No, stop. Just stop. They did not have that planned. Shove it. Stop trying to make excuses for everything they do. Nobody else... You
I
don't
don't
get...
know what just happened, but hold on a second. Shit.
A fanboy so hard I shut your shit down.
I think you did. I think I got to edit a section out. 50, 5010. All of a sudden, my email popped up. Edit. There we go. Just for a second, I just have to clip a section. We didn't miss anything. Yeah, I don't know. I was.
Every other goddamn movie series that these fans watch, they nitpick every detail and shit on it. Marvel, just enjoy the ride. Why do you gotta bitch? I'm not bitching. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense why any of this is happening. And Kang was not in charge of anything. Stop.
See, that's where I think I'm pretty good though, because I don't nitpick things.
No, I'm
Well,
not talking
all
about
right,
you.
that's not true.
I'm talking about the message board people that I read that as soon as someone comes in and they're not 100% on board with everything Marvel does, they get destroyed.
It's
And I mean, they could be perfectly civil about it. It's like, you know what? She-Hulk didn't appeal to me. You incel fuck. Like, he just said it didn't appeal. Relax. He didn't shit on anybody. He didn't make a negative comment. Just, hey, this one didn't really appeal to me. Fuck.
so that WF guy I was talking about earlier, who talks
Yeah.
about basically he talks about conspiracy theories, things like that.
Yeah.
I watched it right before I sent you the message saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go poop." It I got some good sound bites in this one, I think. He he was just talking about going, are people online even real? And he starts out like really being hyperbolic about it, be like, am I real? Is this video even real? Blah blah blah. But then he goes into it actually showing like deep fakes and stuff, and starts talking about like actual things like where bots are out there, and there's bots. They're usually pretty easy to find, so I thought. But he was actually making a comment going, the whole point to an algorithm for like Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff is dopamine. They want you getting that dopamine rush because then you click. And the more you click, the more revenue
Yeah.
there's involved. And to get that dopamine rush is get you angry, get you saying something. And I got thinking about it. I'm like, now there are people out there, I know there is because I converse with them on Twitter and stuff, But I wonder how many of the people that are nitpicking and getting pissed, like saying you're an insult and stuff because it's not your type of person, how many of them are a bot trying to get you going? Because they busted this Chinese place. Well, they didn't bust it. They didn't do anything to them. In China, they got server rooms where these computers are all basically like a basic version of AI, and that's all they do. They go in, make a comment, click like, and move on, and it'll be a negative comment here, a good comment here, and they're generating this argumentative environment. It's a really good episode. I should send it to you. You should. This guy's really. I've been watching
Well,
all this
didn't
stuff.
Twitter get busted now? Like 80% of the Twitter users are bots.
Facebook might. I think I could be very wrong on this, but I think Facebook's even getting sued over it because their advertisements. It's lying to their advertisers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was Twitter. God, Twitter's a freaking. It.
Well,
I'm.
Twitter's always been a cesspool.
Oh God, but it's just a shit show now. I mean, I'm on for the ride at this point. It's just fun watching it. In fact, to be honest with you though, it's so bad that I actually find myself not going on it as much. So I got off social media altogether for a while. Then I went back on Twitter. I'm like, all right, Musk is buying it. Then we didn't know if he was. Now it looks like he is. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it was fun for a while. And then I like getting on there and just pointing out stupid shit, like where people are like, oh, you're such an asshole for calling them mean things. I bet you're an ugly fucker. So I'll go on there and just go in there, hey, I like your hypocrisy. You know, I just like throwing shit out there. And the even that's kind of gotten boring to me.
You can only do that so often. You're like, just why am I bothering?
Well, I'm wondering if they're actually bots at this point. I'm like, it's just
I'm
too.
sure most of the ones you've interacted with have been.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, because it's just too easy to rip out. And then I got thinking about, I'm like, it's not hypocrisy. Well, it is hypocrisy, but they're hitting two sides of the fence. They're being hypocritical on purpose. The bots, I think, are being hypocritical on purpose because if the one doesn't piss me off, the other one will piss me off. Or if they piss me off together, I'll see the hypocrisy and now gives me a reason to respond. And boom, they won.
Well, I mean, isn't that what clickbait was originally?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're just instigating a feeling out of someone. Um, yeah, I mean, that literally, fuck, I used to get people on the Pound Buttons website, or channel. I would get people so angry over my opinion of a video game handheld. So I made another video of the same handheld. And this guy got
Oh,
really
that Nintendo
pissed.
Micro shit.
It was, well, this was a different one. But he got really pissed at me. This one specific guy. So I made a third video and I told him, I'm making a third one just for you. And sure as shit, I made another one. And he was so fucking angry. Now that guy I don't think was a bot. But there was other people who joined in that on both sides of it that I think were bots. Because I'm like, you know what? They were just so vanilla with their response. It was this one guy though. God, he just got pissed. Even Kendall got on and put stuff to try to balance it out. And then Eckert got on and said shit. It was and the videos are still up. It's actually one of my the first video of the three is my most viewed video out of any of them. It's also my most disliked video out of them. It,
Well, what do they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity. Well, I think there is.
I gained I had my biggest subscriber jump on that video though. But that could have just been the overall how many. Now, when I say it was my most disliked, I don't think I have a single video that's under 50%. In fact, even on our Talk Troopers account, I don't think we do. I mean, my mom's the only one who goes through and likes them, but but I don't think any are below 50. I don't think any are even at 50. Actually, our most likes are on those stupid shorts. It's,
Yeah.
it just blows my mind. I mean, one of them is just a minion dancing at Home Depot. Another one is the scary lady. Actually, I like that one. But
I actually bought that
did you really?
from
That
Party City. Yeah.
that thing's awesome, actually.
I got a Chucky, Annabelle, and that one.
Oh, they got the Vecna. Oh, that's right. You don't know Stranger Things. They got a Vecna mask there, and it's one of the characters from Stranger Things, and it's probably the best mask I've seen. It's not great. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not movie accurate. It's scale wise, it's fine and everything, but you know how they're just not painted the same. But
And they have the eye holes and the mouth.
yeah,
It
yeah,
always looks a little different.
exactly, yeah. But for being what it is, it's really good. Like a slight paint job to it. I think I sold you that one. I think I sent you a video for one where the guy took like the cheapest fucking masks and made them look cool.
Oh, that Boba Fett one.
Yeah, that was a good. That guy does a lot of amazing stuff. But this mask was like really good. What I was thinking of doing though is like with the Demigorgon we're building, we were thinking of doing Vecna also, and I'm like, there's no way I can do that face. I can make a PVC body, and then I'm like, oh wait, I'll just put a mask over the top of it. Then I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for a mask to put it outside and probably have it get damaged.
Oh, probably. Or
It,
stolen.
I don't think it gets stolen in my neighborhood.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's right. Once again, you're in the Eastern Garden of Eden.
That's correct. Well, you do know that it is now rumored that the Garden of Eden, according to lore, might actually be in Wisconsin, along with the Fountain of Youth.
And what Wisconsin Tourism Board ad did you see this on?
Escape to Wisconsin. I gotta write that down. Garden of Eden. The it's
Yeah, sure, no problem.
the Fountain of Youth thing is actually pretty. The Garden of Eden thing, yeah, it was some tourist shit. The Fountain of Youth one actually has a little bit more folklore to it. There is, and it's a park. You can go to it now. It's not even hidden, probably because it's not really the Fountain of Youth. Go figure. But it's supposed to be some of the cleanest water in Wisconsin. There's a spring that naturally flows, and people actually go there and fill up their bottles and stuff. But it's supposed to be
And
some
do
of
they
the
not
coolest.
age?
You know, they all die before I could ask them. I think it's lead poisoning.
Oh, well. Cryptosporidium?
Must be coming off Lake Michigan. Coming from
Oh, that's just
Flint.
pure sewage.
God, it's crazy. You look at it's. I mean, I don't have a lot of good things to say about Michigan, but unless it's Upper, I actually really like Upper Michigan. But you go to Ludington off the ferry, not the one down by you, but the one up here by Manitowoc. The Ludington is friggin' gorgeous. The water's blue. It looks like an ocean. I was there. It was like 80 some degrees out. The sand on the beach was beautiful. I mean, it looks like the ocean because you can't see land on the other side. You can actually see the curvature of the flat Earth. So, I mean, it looks like an ocean. And
Curvature of the flat earth.
but then you get back over to the Manitowoc side, and it looks like shit churning up as the boat goes through. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, we got to be able to do something about this. Because then you go up north, and you go to Lake Superior, can see through the water 20 yards
Well,
out,
in
no
all
problem.
fairness, I mean, it's called Superior, so it has to be the top dog.
That's true. It is
And
Superior.
Erie has to be like creepy gross.
Isn't that actually one of the cleanest lakes now, though? Because it
Don't
was
ruin my
so
illusion,
bad.
damn it.
Well, at one time they had like needles and like syringes and shit floating on shore. They had to close beaches and stuff.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Lake Michigan.
Well, no, that's now.
At the Summerfest
I'm
rally.
talking then. It yeah, there was so much medical waste and crap thrown. I think now it's actually one of the Erie. I think is one of the cleanest lakes because they got so picky about it. The well, even the bay by Green Bay by what the hell is that park? Bay Beach. The we have a I don't know if you've ever been there, but Bay Beach is an amusement park, and it's known for being dirt cheap, like a ride a quarter. You get tickets for a quarter, so $1 for tickets. I think the Zip and Pippin, which is the roller coaster, that might be $1. But most things are like one ticket. It's just insane. And I never even heard of it until I moved up here. And there, it's fun though. It's called Bay Beach. There's no friggin' beach, but now they're talking about putting a beach in. Apparently, the water levels have gotten better. I mean, I did stop peeing down there, so that might have helped.
I mean, it's a natural thing. Maybe the fish enjoy that.
That's true. I mean, my son used to pee on a tree in our backyard in Milwaukee. That thing got so damn tall, I didn't know what to do with it. I actually glad I sold the house just because of that.
The piss tree?
It was actually growing into the cable lines because all the lines were in the alley, and then
Yeah.
they ran to the house. And I'm like, oh my god, that tree's actually touching those fucking lines.
Yeah, that's why they trim those down in the spring and fall.
Yeah, they don't go in your backyard to trim trees though.
Well, put out a work order.
Fuck, Dad, they charge you for everything there. It's ridiculous. Why is
I
it?
saw the government at work. I saw at a road crew. One truck came, it took down the detour sign, put it on the ground, it took off. Another truck came and took the detour sign off the ground and took it away. That's your government at work.
Can you hear that?
Apparently you couldn't hear what I just said.
Oh, I heard what you said. I just was trying to fix my phone so it wouldn't go off. Oh, I heard about the detour thing you said. And I'm not... You would have to surprise me for me to react. It is
Well, I
Milwaukee.
just, well, yes, because that's a strictly Milwaukee problem,
No,
asshole.
I know. No, I literally...
Not up here. Up here, the government walks around and hands you free money because
Uh,
Green Bay is amazing.
I'm still in the Ever shithole you were in.
Yeah, and that's gonna keep going too.
Yeah. I keep thinking about, I wonder how nice it'd be up in northern Michigan. Then I'm like, oh, wait, no, that place is only nice for a month and a half. And then I'm like, oh, wait,
Tops.
they got Whitmer. I'd never had a pasty, though, and I want one. And I live an hour. It takes me only an hour to get to frickin' Michigan. I'm like, damn it, I got to go get a pasty. I didn't get one when I was up there. I've only been to
Well, they
northern
sell them. Well,
Michigan
they're
once.
giving them away just across the. As soon as you cross the border, you can't have this yet. Come over here. Here you go.
No, you got, if you're gonna do a specialty food, though, and you have the ability to get it where it's special, you got to go there.
You mean the frozen ones at Walmart aren't any good?
Well, hey, I will never knock frozen food. I'm a microwave connoisseur.
I hate the microwave. I'll put it in the oven.
Really? Oh, I'll microwave stuff. I do prefer oven. I won't argue with that, but I can microwave some shit up.
I only if I'm really desperate.
Well, I'm eating. Of course I'm desperate. I'm the guy who eats till he's ready to throw up because he doesn't know when to stop.
Well, that's an issue.
It is. I got to stop. That's why I have so many water bottles around me all the time. I fill myself up with water. But now at my advanced age in life, now I got to get up in the middle of the night to pee for a half an hour. It's good times. That's all right. At least I still got my hair.
That's right.
That'll fall out next week.
There are 20-year-olds that don't have that mane.
I know. That's what Angie keeps telling me. It's that's the only reason I keep it. I keep saying I'm gonna get a haircut, and I do want to get a haircut. It's just I already got one haircut, and they cut like freaking 6 inches off, and I'm like, God damn it! All of a sudden I'm just like, well, wait a second, I asked for that haircut, but then at the same time I'm like, it was such a commitment. It's kind of like my beard. My beard's short right now. I mean, it's been shorter obviously, but when I had a really long beard, when I did my Rick Grimes beard a few years ago, I'm like, I really like that beard. And now I never grow it back because I get sick of it and I shave it off and I regret it. So with my hair, it's even harder. Beard grows back quick.
Since you mentioned Rick, are you watching Walking Dead?
Oh, I did not watch Sunday night, so don't say anything.
All right, stop this one.
All right, hold on. Where do I stop this thing? Come see us on Rumble, YouTube, Applecast, Googlecast, Anchor, Spotify, or any of that good stuff. Adios.